Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Southeast.
It is a beautiful night in Atlanta, and it's always a beautiful night to join you from SunTrust Park, where the Braves will enter interleague play once again. The hottest team on the planet is the Tampa Bay Rays. They've won 8 straight, and the Braves are home after a very successful 5-2 road trip. The marathon that is this 2018 season has now become a sprint to the finish in the National League East. You see the schedules remaining. Atlanta starts play tonight, 3.5 games in front of the Phillies, who are playing host to Max Scherzer and the Washington Nationals in a big series at Citizens Bank Park. Hi again, friends, with Tom Glavine and Joe Simpson. Great to be back with you here at SunTrust. I'm Chip Carey. A very important homestand begins tonight for the Braves, who have a big challenge on their hands. And you can't tell the players without a scorecard special, Joe, for the Tampa Bay Rays are in town, and they've won their last 8 games.
Yeah, there's not some names in there that are household names by any means, but these guys are playing great baseball. Starts with their pitching, and it has been outstanding. They have a winning record. They're 19.5 games back in the AL East, but they'd be in contention if they were in any other division. 5 runs per game, a 1.5 ERA. Yeah, their starting's been pretty good.
Yeah, they've been pretty good. A little unconventional with their pitching, the way they use it, but it's working. About the only thing that's not working for them right now is they still wake up every morning and they're in the American League East, and that's not going so well for them.
Yeah, sometimes it's not how you play, but where you play, and that's the fate of the Tampa Bay Rays, who have the same record as the Phillies and Dodgers, but have 0.1% chance of going to postseason play. Amazing. Julio Teheran has the ball for the Braves. He's been dealing of late. We hope that continues tonight as we start a big homestand at home against the Rays next.
Ford dealer, the Georgia Lottery, and by the All-South Highway Safety Team. The All-South Highway Safety Team reminds you to play it safe by never mixing drinking and driving.
Welcome back to SunTrust Park, everybody. In case you missed the news of the day, Roswell native Tyler Flowers signed a one-year deal for next year, guaranteed $4 million, and then a $6 million option with a $2 million buyout. I think we can all agree that everybody loves to watch him behind the plate. He has been outstanding as a leader, and as Dan Winkler said, he flat out steals pitches. Kevin Gossman said after 2 pitches, I realized he was one of the best in the game, and I would love throwing to him. And Chip and Joe, let's face it, with all these young pitchers, that does not hurt.
So congratulations to Tyler Flowers. That big news today. Paul, great to have you alongside for a big series as the Braves take on the Tampa Bay Rays. Tampa Bay at 70-61 on the year has won its last 8 games in a row, and they have not allowed more than 3 runs in any of those 8 affairs. In fact, they just came out and swept the Boston Red Sox, the first team to do that in the 2018 season. So that's the challenge for Julio Teheran, fellas, but Julio has been as good as anybody in rotation for the Braves the last month or so.
Yeah, he's been good. 25 starts in the year, making his 26th of the year, 9-7, 4.09 ERA, and he has been really good lately. 2-0 in his last 5 starts with a 2.93 ERA, and coming off a fantastic start, maybe one of his best of the year last time out against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I thought it was, Tommy. Only 1 walk in those 7 innings, too, at Pittsburgh. Let's look at his 4 keys to pitching success tonight. He did pitch against them earlier this year on May 9th, and it was the only start all year that he's had where he didn't walk a batter. He was outstanding. Got the win, 6 innings of 4-hit shutout ball. So reintroduce yourself. A lot of these guys have never faced him before, especially the bottom of the order. And home cooking, well, his numbers at home have been better this year than in the past. He's 4-2 here at SunTrust Park. His ERA 3.86. He's trending the right way as these games keep getting bigger and bigger.
And Julio's not the only person who needs to reintroduce himself, because this Tampa Bay club has undergone a dramatic transformation since early May when we saw them down in St. Petersburg. The Rays have an astounding 13 different players on their roster tonight that were not active for Kevin Cash down at Tropicana Field. That is amazing turnover. And he has done an incredible job with this ball club that's certainly in transition. His Toyota starting lineup has Joey Wendell leading off at second base, Matt Duffy, the former Giant, at third baseman, Kevin Kiermaier is an all-star caliber player in center, but struggling. So we'll see what Julio has in store here with Tampa Bay at SunTrust Park tonight. Braves start action 3.5 games in front of Philadelphia. Chan Hartzog, our great stat man, tells us at the start of play tonight, Atlanta's magic number is 29. Always like talking about that as the first one is off the plate to Wendell. 1 ball, no strikes, and we're underway. 87 degrees officially at first pitch on a gorgeous low humidity night. And that's in for a strike, says Chad Fairchild. He's calling balls and strikes this evening. Joey Wendell, a former Oakland A. He was blocked by Jed Lowry out west, and the Rays got him for a song, and he's been a really solid player for him. He's going to ground out to start action tonight, and Julio gets the leadoff man here in the first inning. 1 up and 1 man down.
No one in the lineup tonight for Tampa Bay that started the season with the Rays is in double digits in homers. The only guy that is Tony Pham, who came over from the Cardinals, and they have no one that has more than Wendell's RBI total, which is 46. That's the tops in their lineup tonight.
So that leads to the most obvious question, as Duffy lost the bat handle. How is Tampa Bay 70-61 with those numbers you just described?
Pitching. They're number 3 in the American League in ERA behind Houston and Boston. They're number 2 in hits and 6th in strikeouts among their pitchers. They don't give up much.
Yeah, as unconventional as this opener thing is, since they've been doing it, their starters are 2nd in the majors in ERA and 1st in the American League.
And that's off the plate to Duffy. 1 ball, 1 strike. Duffy came from the Giants in a deal for Matt Moore, you might recall. and is trying to become the first qualifying Tampa Bay hitter to bat over 300 since Casey Kochman did that 7 seasons ago.
Wow.
So he's been a nice find over at the hot corner for Tampa Bay. 2 balls and 1 strike. That's hit to short. Backhand stab. Ball popped out of the glove, but right into the bare hand of Dansby Swanson. There's a little sleight of hand at shortstop. And Duffy's out number 2.
Bunny hop on him. Fortunate to get that cleanly back in his throwing hand.
So 2 quick outs. That'll bring up Jake Bauers, the first baseman. Very patient hitter, leads all American League rookies in bases on balls. Right now he's in a big time offensive drought. Just 3 hits in his last 44 at bats. But the Rays really like his work defensively. At first base, soft hands, good throwing arm. We'll see if that's on display here tonight. One ball, 1 strike from Julio, and he just missed the corner.
One of the things that helped get Julio started on the right foot in Pittsburgh was a 3-up and 3-down first inning. He only threw about 10 pitches and went on to retire the first 13 guys he faced.
Well, you said a couple of starts ago, Joe, you take away Julio's first innings and he's been awfully impressive.
Yeah, his numbers would be so much better. And the batting average against him is now under 200 at 199.
So he's got it working right now, and he's got his first full count to Jake Bauers at first base. Tommy Pham waits on deck. We're in the first inning, just underway on a perfect Tuesday night at SunTrust Park. And the payoff is caught on and missed. First strikeout for Julio. A 1-2-3. Top half of the first inning. Strikeout number 130 for the Braves right-hander. He's thrown now 141 innings. Ryan Stanek is the opener. He's on the hill next. Days had a much needed off day yesterday and a 13-9 mark in that stretch. Really impressive work for the Braves, who have extended their lead to 3.5 games in the division, in large part because Ronald Acuna Jr. has been on fire at the top of the Toyota starting lineup. Ozzie Albies has been rather cold at the plate, so he drops to the 7th spot tonight for Brian Snitker, and we will indeed face an opener for Tampa Bay. Ryan Stanek is making his 22nd start, his 45th appearance of the year.
Is it 22nd start or open? How do we go with that? You see his numbers; they're pretty good. So yeah, I mean,
you're the Hall of Famer. We'll go with
I mean, I don't know.
Say.
They call him an opener, but in the stats they say it's his 21st start. So
he's not pitched more than 2 innings in any of the starts. Well,
opens.
As opens.
Line drive by Acuna to left, but Pham is there and he's got it. And there's out number 1. The logic of this opener for Tampa Bay goes beyond not having a traditional starting 5 for Kevin Cash. His philosophy is get the first 6 hitters taken care of by the opener, then bring in a man that can pitch 4 or 5 innings so that when he goes through a lineup, Tommy, a second time, he's going to face the bottom of that order a second time, not the 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, and 6 hitters, theoretically speaking.
Right. I mean, I get all that. I get the theory behind it all. I mean, I get all that. But I'm guessing if you had 5 guys you were comfortable running out there as your starters, you would do that. I mean, that's, you know, and I know they've had some things go on. I mean, you know, they don't have Chris Archer anymore. They don't have Nathan Eovaldi. They've got a couple guys that have been hurt. So, I mean, I get all that. And like I said, as much as it's hard to put your hands around and may not like it, it's worked pretty well for them.
And really, that's all that matters, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or they wouldn't keep doing it.
Right. And Joe, I would think from a hitter's perspective, it's got to be awfully difficult too, because as we saw in Tampa Bay, one thing the Braves players complained about was the difficulty of getting into an offensive rhythm.
Well, there was no way that they could go from at bat to at bat based on what the pitcher did to him the previous at bat, because they don't see that guy again. And that affected Boston over the weekend too, when they swept the Red Sox.
Red Sox scored 5 runs in that series against Kevin Cash's club. So 2 balls and a strike for Ender Inciarte, 1 out. And Stanek, who has a big arm, blisters 198, but off the plate.
By the way, yeah, he does throw hard. 97 to 99, he can top out. Slider and a changeup. Out of St. Louis, lives in Overland Park, Kansas.
3 balls and a strike. Line drive into right field, a base hit. Ender had that covered at 98 miles an hour. 9th hit in his last 9 games, hitting second, and that'll bring up Freddie Freeman.
I was talking to Freddie when the team got back from the road trip the other night, and everybody was so looking forward to the off day. And he said, you know, I think probably more so than anyone else, Nick and I, meaning Markakis, need the day off. And I said, but one guy who's really swinging the bat and using his hands well and staying back is Ender. And he did so right there on 98.
And I think that fatigue factor showed in Freddie's at-bats late in that road trip to Pittsburgh and Miami. And 6 hits in his last 8 games. And that one's pulled foul past first. Strike 1. Braves didn't score many runs on the road trip. They won 5 of 7 because their pitching was so dominant.
Yeah, that pitching was fantastic. Starters had an 0.63 ERA on the trip. That'll usually give you a pretty good chance to win most nights, and it did.
Yeah.
Freddie still leads the league in hitting at .313. He's 10th in RBIs. Ender's running. The pitch is a strike. The throw to second is in time. They got him. Ender shakes his head at Bruce Dreckman as he was tagged out and called out. Let's see if the Braves challenge this one at second base.
Wow. Looks like they got him, and I never would have guessed that.
No, I didn't think they had a chance, and I didn't think he was out live, but
I didn't either.
He was out. Great throw. Super throw.
So Adames with a nice tag and a laser throw from Perez, who they got from Arizona. And now Freeman's behind in the count, 0-2 with 2 outs here in the Braves first. And that's corked out of play left side. We'll do it again. Sanders been caught trying to steal 10 times now as Michael Perez with a strong throw nabbed him at second base. And Freeman didn't get it upstairs at 98 miles an hour. Stanek has his first strikeout, and we go to the second scoreless. That's a good sign, and a sign of what we've come to expect out of him his last 4 or 5 starts. Julio's tonight's SunTrust confidence player.
See his last 5 starts, as we talked about, 2-0, 2.93 ERA. Great opponent's batting average against, and the home runs are coming down. So that's the 2 big things that have plagued Julio. Doesn't give up a lot of hits. Walks some guys here and there, which, you know, you got to do one or the other. But I think the big thing is when he has walked guys and followed up with home runs, they've really hurt him.
Well, here's a familiar face for National League fans wearing Tampa Bay colors. Tommy Pham, the former Cardinal. Pham leads off the second inning and shoots one over shortstop for the Rays' first hit.
He had been 0 for 7 in his career against Julio. That was the most at bats by any of the Rays hitters. Ambushed him.
Yeah, a little up and leaked back over the plate a little.
And why would Tampa Bay go out and get 30-year-old Tommy Pham? Well, they love Kiermaier. They think Pham can play one of the spots in the outfield. And then Austin Meadows, who they got in the Chris Archer deal. They like him a lot. They think that'll be a dynamic outfield for them in the future.
They've also got Malik Smith, who's currently on the disabled list. Former Brave.
Yeah, he's missed some time with a viral infection. Hopefully that's not serious for Alex, as Kiermaier takes downstairs, showed bunt, 1 ball, no strikes. Kiermaier was the Rays leadoff man until the early days of August. That's because his batting average has hovered around 200 most of this year. One ball, no strikes. And back to first is Tommy Pham. The Rays will run. That is one facet of their game that is very different from most American League clubs. They've stolen 93 bases this year. And that's what they have to do. They have to create havoc on the base paths. They're not a very powerful club.
Yeah, they're next to last in homers. And they're dead last in men left on base. But they get a lot of guys on. They're 5th in the league, American League, in on base percentage.
That stays high to Kevin Kiermaier. Last year he hit .276, 98 games, and that's really been the problem for him since putting on a big league uniform. He's played 150 games or more once since putting on a big league uniform over in St. Pete. And he's been banged up a lot this year. 2 balls, no strikes. And that's taken high, ball 3.
Pretty amazing that Tony Pham's even playing. Right after they got him from the Cardinals, he went on the disabled list August 3rd with a broken bone in his foot.
.30 pitch. And the same is true for Kiermaier. Last year had a right hip fracture. 2016 fractured left hand.
Well, he's a defensive whiz. A lot better hitter than his 200 average would tell you.
And there's a bunt. Julio sniffed it out. Gloves, grabs, guns to first, and not in time. Kiermaier with a bunt single.
Julio got a good jump on that ball and did a good job getting in position to field it, but didn't quite get it out of his glove clean and didn't get as much on the throw as he wanted.
Yeah, his best chance might have been to barehand it.
And clearly safe at first was Kiermaier. So here's Willy Adames, another player acquired by the Rays organization. He came over from the Tigers. It was a 3-team deal that saw David Price go to Detroit. And Adames at 251. Takes outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Adames was up earlier this year when they still had Adeiny Echeverria on their roster, and he was sharing times with Echeverria. The Tampa Bay's made the decision to go with Adames, and Echeverria ended up with the Pirates, whom we'll see this weekend here. And that's in for a strike, even count. Willie's just 22 years old. He'll turn 23 on September 2nd. One ball, 1 strike. And he tries to bunt. Julio fields this one and cleanly fires to first. That'll be a sacrifice. So the Rays playing a little National League style baseball here. Back-to-back bunts by Kiermaier and Adames. And Tampa Bay has them 2nd and 3rd with 1 man out.
I'll say it's National League like. Early in the game and still putting some guys into scoring position for the lower part of your order.
Yeah, you don't typically see a lot of American League teams come in and play this style of baseball, but I guess when you're not hitting a lot of home runs,
yeah,
you got to create some offense somehow, some way.
Well, this is an important batter in this game for Julio. It's Brandon Lau. He's a 22 homer man in the minor leagues this year, and fouled away. If Julio can get him out without a run coming in, you've got Michael Perez, the catcher. Then you've got Stanek, the pitcher. You know he's only going to pitch an inning or 2 in this game. Would they dare pinch hit for him after only 1 inning?
They got somebody throwing.
He said that Chirinos would probably get the bulk of the innings tonight. He's already warming up.
One ball, 1 strike to Brandon Lau.
Yeah, when you have your pitchers, American League pitchers, who don't hit at all or very often, then yeah, I guess you can play this style with this format that they're using because they're perfectly content pinch hitting for their pitcher in the 1st inning.
That's upstairs, ball 2. Julio breezed through the 1st. Back-to-back hits and a sacrifice, has runners at 2nd and 3rd here with 1 out.
Well, his command the other night in Pittsburgh was about as good as I've seen it with all of his pitches. Clearly tonight he's not quite there yet. just a touch off, particularly with his slider.
Yeah, he didn't go to a lot of 3-ball counts at all during that game against Pittsburgh tonight. He's been to several already.
And about to make his 27th pitch. Perez, the catcher, waits on deck. And a 3-1 pitch to Lau is caught on the mist. 3-2.
He threw a 3-2 slider to strike out Bowers. That was a beauty, and that was a 3-1 slider that was also nice.
Julio ready now. His payoff pitch missed badly inside, and ball 4. So Tampa Bay has them loaded with 1 out. And here's Michael Perez. He's already had an impact in this game. He's thrown out Ender trying to steal second base. Rays had their eyes on this guy for a couple of years, and when they traded Matt Andres to the Diamondbacks, well, Perez was the return, and he's filled in very capably for Wilson Ramos behind the plate. Double play in order if Julio can get a grounder. And that one sails outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
C.J. Cron's already come out on deck. He would hit for Stanek.
High fly ball towards center. Ender is on the run. He's there. Pham is tagging. The throw's going to come toward third. It's cut off. And everybody's safe at first and third on a sacrifice fly by Perez. And Tampa Bay strikes first. They lead 1-0.
And they will hit for Stanek.
So they'll take the inning out of Stanek. They'll take the run and try for more with C.J. Cron here. Stanek an inning, no hits, runs, walks, 1 strikeout.
Different game, huh?
It's very different. It is very different. We saw Cron down in Tampa. He had 3 singles against the Braves, including 2 against Julio Teheran and Atlanta's bullpen in a 5-2 victory. That earned the Braves their 21st win of this season. How about that? Tampa Bay, after that, entering that ball game, played 33 games. They're already 9 games behind the Red Sox. A month into the season, you're 309 out.
I was just thinking from Stanek's standpoint, we're not even out of the top of the 2nd inning, and he could be at the chop house by the end of the inning.
Yeah. And had a good night. It wasn't like it was a bad night.
Yeah.
No.
Fly ball well hit toward right. Markakis on the run, takes a peek at the wall and has just enough room to haul it in, and that retires the side. Tampa Bay strikes first. Stanek out after the first.
a 1-0 lead over the Braves. Well, the relievers over here for the Tampa Bay Rays come in. They start the game 3 out of 5. It's called the opener. My partners were talking about it earlier. One thing that they really feel like they believe is if they can score first, they have an over 60% chance to win the game. They sometimes believe that starters will have trouble starting out the game with 4 pitches, falling into a rhythm. So they want to throw a setup man out earlier who is accustomed to coming in with 2 pitches, being lights out. They want to score first like they did, and then they think the odds are in their favor. Confidence goes up. Guys, we'll see if it works tonight.
Well, and that first man up out of the bullpen is Yonny Chirinos. There's his record. He was a starting pitcher for them last year, went 12-5 at Durham with a sub-3 ERA. And he'll face Nick Markakis in the second. It's 1-0 Rays in game 1 of the homestand.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that, again, seems to have benefited from the way they're doing things. 0-3 with a 4.7 as a starter.
Swinging bunt. Chirinos with a bare hand makes the play, 1 out.
He's 2-2 with a 3.24 and 5 appearances out of the bullpen. So something's been better for him.
Well, here's the thing that jumps out at me. I was just looking at Stanek's numbers again. Stanek has made 21 starts, 22 now, and he's made 23 relief appearances. And he's thrown 54 innings. Chirinos, this is his 7th relief appearance. He's made 7 starts, and he's thrown 57 innings.
Well, this young man was very highly thought of in the Rays system. Was their minor league pitcher of the year last season. I mentioned that good record at Durham. And he has pinpoint control. He walked only 22 guys and struck out 120 last season. And Tampa Bay, as you'd expect, is a club that has to be excellent with their scouting, their international signings. Well, they got this kid from Venezuela for a $10,000 bonus. And here he is.
6'2", 170, mid-90s fastball, change-up, slider.
High hopper. That's going to be a tough play, and it's going to be an infield hit for Camargo. So that's Johan's first hit of the year against the Rays, and he's our Zaxby's indescribably good player.
His average up to 266 coming into play tonight. Hit 286 on the road trip. But good numbers his last 17.
So Suzuki will be the Braves batter. 1 on, 1 out. 1-0 Tampa Bay. And that's in the dirt. Nice stop by Perez.
And he's already been impressive. Kurt's got a 9-game streak working. Average up to the mid-260s.
Rays have a shift on for him, and that's taken way high. Ball 2.
That's funny. Was it Pittsburgh? We saw him hitting the ball right field about 3 or 4 times in that series.
Well, he's got the whole right side to play with here. If he's accidentally late on a fastball, he'd be in business. Pitch. And cut on and missed. 2 balls and a strike. Yonny Chirinos out of Bachaquero, Venezuela. Hope I said that right. 2 balls and a strike. And tied him up. 2-2.
Sounded good.
If you didn't, it was a really good try.
Thank you. Thank you. Spent the whole off day trying to pronounce that properly. He was running in on his hands. Camargo, a very short lead at first, and the 2-2 pitch for the Braves catcher is bounced toward third. Duffy's got it. Second for one, and around the horn, it's a double play, and that'll take care of Atlanta in the second. Top of the Rays orders coming up. They enjoy a 1-0 lead. Be a baseball fan. As you'll see on our T-Mobile Built for Baseball, we've got some outstanding matchups. You've got Scherzer and Nola battling in Philadelphia. Jacob deGrom and Cole Hamels are squaring off in New York. And out west, Buchholz and Bumgarner. We don't need no stinking openers. We need starters to pitch this time of year. Come on. Three great matchups to keep an eye on tonight. And the one that's most important to the Braves is the Nationals and Phillies. That one's scoreless in the fourth inning. Max Scherzer trying to avenge a 2-0 defeat. Last time he and Nola squared off last week.
Hey, look, Chip, that last shot we had, Florida night.
Ugh.
You excited?
No.
Tex Fay is.
Well, that's great.
He and Smitty.
Ground ball by Wendell into center field. A base hit. That's the third hit for Tampa Bay. Well, it's a great night to have our Florida friends with us. And it's great that they were able to match those Gator caps with their jean shorts here tonight for game one of the series.
And you see, I didn't hear any of that out of the Florida folks when it was Georgia night.
They just weren't in the booth for you to hear it.
I guess that's probably what it was.
They were saying it. You know they were. As Matt Duffy is the batter, he bounced out to Dansby his first time up. Duffy has been a great singles hitter for Tampa Bay. 45 of his last 51 hits have been singles. Four homers, 18 doubles, 1 triple for the Rays third baseman.
I think he's a nice player. I liked him in San Francisco. I think they had a real need and a hole in their rotation. So they traded what I think is a pretty good player for Matt Moore to help plug up that hole for the Giants. And as a result, the Rays have a good third baseman.
Julio sets and delivers. And that's inside. There's a great discussion on MLB Network Radio today about the Manager of the Year possibilities. And we can start first with the American League, and maybe the award is going to reside in the American League East with the job that Mr. Cora has done with the Red Sox. Mr. Boone has done with the Yankees, as this one's hammered into left as the runner was going with the pitch, and they'll have him first and third with nobody out. So another single for Duffy, and the Rays threatening again here in the third inning, and already up 1-0.
Before you get to that manager of the year thing, I like what I'm seeing from this club. I know what they can't do, and they don't hit a lot of homers, so they're trying to figure out other ways to score runs, and so far so good.
How about that, putting the runner in motion and a base hit for Jake Bauers, who struck out his first time up. But the point I was trying to make about Kevin Cash, nobody expected the Rays to be 9 games over 500 at this point in the season, maybe at any point in the season. Remember, they started the year 9 under 500 at 4-13. And so my question for you guys is, with all due respect to the Yankees and Red Sox, there's the 1-0 pitch. With the gigantic payrolls that those two teams have, they should be at the top of the division. The Rays don't have that luxury, and I can't think of a manager, guys, who's gotten more with, respectfully, less than Kevin Cash in Tampa Bay this year.
And I think what you just said is
to center, and well hit. Ender back to the edge of the track. He'll make the catch. Wendell's going to tag and score. Bauers with a sacrifice fly. It's 2-0.
I think what you're saying, Chip, is exactly the way I feel about it, and that is Cora getting more out of the Red Sox than somebody else, or Aaron Boone with the Yankees? I think it's pretty obvious that Kevin Cash is getting every ounce out of this ball club and playing well.
I would agree. I think that when it almost becomes that argument between who's your most valuable player and who's your most outstanding player. You know, when you have that, you're trying to divide hairs, so to speak. But I don't think there's any question that he's gotten the most out of this club in Tampa Bay. But I think you look at least from my perspective, I think when you looked at the Yankees, you thought there was a pretty good team there that Aaron was inheriting. Were they expected to be this good? I don't know, but I think it was looked at as a pretty good team. I don't think there's anybody that thought the Red Sox, I don't care who was managing that team, was going to be 30 games over 500 or wherever the heck they are, payroll aside. So
that's true.
I think that's probably going to be the argument, and it's always tough to go against a winning team.
Runner goes again, and no throw as Tommy Pham digs in and Duffy steals his 10th base. The Rays are being very aggressive on the base paths in the early going tonight.
Julio's doing a good job of holding him. He's throwing over a lot.
Pham has a base hit and has scored the first of the 2 Rays runs tonight. 2 balls, no strikes. And out of play. Well, no matter who wins that award, it's going to be for a job very well done over the American League. You can make a case for Terry Francona in Cleveland. A.J. Hinch. How about what Oakland has done this year?
Right.
Don't even think about the Oakland A's because of the time zone differences, but that would be a fatal mistake. So that'll be an interesting vote as another shot skied to center. Ender's getting a workout, twisting, turning, still going, and he makes the play in front of the fence. Duffy will tag and move to third. That ball was hit deep and carried to the Braves bullpen gate, and a runner at third with 2 outs.
That's a really difficult catch for Ender because he got turned around a little bit. And he did the smart thing. He didn't turn around and face us. He made the turn while facing the fence. To pick the ball up is hard to do when you go that deep. Nice play.
So here's Kiermaier. He bunted and was left stranded in the second. Kevin Kiermaier under contract through the 2022 season for Tampa Bay. As Joe mentioned, a premier defender More defensive runs saved than Andrelton Simmons since the 2015 season. If you're better than Andrelton in any way defensively, you are a superstar.
He's already got a trophy case full of gold gloves.
And the pitch to him. He is lifted out of play, foul, a ball and 2 strikes. Tampa Bay 2, Atlanta nothing. Rays are batting in the 3rd inning. And Julio checks the runner at third. Here it is. That's the pitch that was so effective for him in Pittsburgh because he was hitting corners against the Pirates and getting ahead.
When you're locating your fastball down in the zone and you're breaking ball, it makes guys a lot more likely to chase that high fastball.
It's out of play for Kiermaier, who is the lone Tampa Bay Rays still on their 25-man roster, dating back to Kevin Cash's debut as manager 3 years ago. And Duffy got Julio to step off. And another 2-2 pitch. That hit him. So Kiermaier takes first after he was hit by a pitch, and now Adames is up. And the long 3rd inning continues. Julio breezed through the first. It's been a lot tougher since. Chuck Hernandez, the Braves pitching coach, cap off, takes a walk down to the water cooler after a 2-strike hit batsman, continues the inning for Adames.
I'll say this too for the Rays so far, that everything they've tried has worked. Even if Kiermaier was bunting to move the runner over last inning, he got a base hit out of it. And Adames put down a perfect sacrifice. They've had a hit and run this inning. And they've exercised 2 sacrifice flies.
They've won 8 in a row. They've allowed fewer than 3 runs in all 8 of those victories. And the Rays 16-8 this month. The pitch is downstairs. Ball 1, strike 1 for Adames. Swing and a miss. Again, as we said, the Rays have the same record as the Phillies and the Dodgers, and they play in the AL East. If they played in either our division or the West, well, they'd be 3.5 out in the National League East. They'd be 2 out in the National League West. They're 19.5 games out in the AL East. They pick up another run in the 3rd inning and strand a pair. It's 2-0 Rays. Of the third inning, let's take a look at tonight's Lowe's whole team together feature. Pitching, pitching, and more pitching has been the story for both of these clubs who meet in Atlanta tonight.
How many of you at home knew that in the month of August, Tampa Bay had the best overall pitching ERA in baseball? Braves in their third, but a big shock from Tampa Bay.
They got that big horse Blake Snell at the top of their rotation. All he's done is go 16-5 this year and has to be in the Cy Young consideration over in the American League. Braves won't face him in this series, as Ozzie Albies, Dansby Swanson, and Julio Teheran are coming up for Atlanta. Got to get Ozzie going. He's cooled off since the All-Star break.
You were talking about Duffy and his singles. Ozzie only one extra base hit in his last 21 games.
1-1 pitch. Stayed high, ball 2.
Well, I know. I remember that game we did a month ago when we talked about how he didn't have a walk for over however long it was. And, you know, aside from that one game, that has continued. And I think pitchers are really starting to take advantage of his, I think, what has become over aggressiveness. You know, I mean, I think he knows he's not quite right. He's trying to get going. And I think sometimes as a hitter, you try to do too much. And he's been so aggressive on that first pitch. He's hardly seeing strikes. Doesn't mean he's not swinging at him,
right?
But he's not seeing good pitches to hit. He's that guy that I talk about all the time, that, you know, the red flag goes up right away when he gets in the box. Doesn't matter the situation. It's 0-2 because you know he's hacking.
He's got a big zone right now to try to control.
Line over the second baseman Wendell's head into right field, and a leadoff single for Albies. So the first leadoff man of the night is aboard for the Braves to start the home third.
Tried to run that fastball away from him and couldn't. You know, I'm watching Chirinos here, Tommy. If you draw a straight line from his left shoulder and his windup to home plate, he really, even his bottom half is going way over to the first base side.
Yeah, it really seems to kind of arch a little bit, and then the front side goes, which if you can time that and keep it under control, will give you a really good sinker, a good movement on your changeup.
That's driven down the right field line by Dansby Swanson for a Braves offense that has not scored many runs in the past week. Right guy at the right time for Atlanta, we hope.
Yeah, you see how kind of his top half kind of arches a little bit, like you say, goes to first base, and it'll give him some movement. But the thing they probably watch for is to make sure he's not really flying that front shoulder, because then your arm's going to drag and you're going to hang it.
This one's popped up into right and playable for Lau, and he's got it for out number 1. That'll bring up Julio with Albies back at first base. Phillies have struck first in the 4th inning. Odubel Herrera's hit a solo home run against Max Scherzer. So it's 1-0 Phillies.
He had a big homer against him last time, remember?
Yeah, it was a 2-run homer.
There was a difference in the ball game.
That's it. So here's Julio hitting .212 on the year. He's hit a home run and driven in 4. He'll try to bunt. And that one's popped off the plate. A look towards second. Nobody was there. And Teheran credited with the sacrifice. Albies safely in scoring position and back to the top of the order, and Ronald Acuna.
Arguably the best butter on the team.
Yeah, he makes it look easy, which tells you he works on it.
His 9th of the year.
So here's Ronald. Acuna hit one of his home runs against Tampa Bay this year, and it came off Mr. Snell. That's saying something. 21 homers for Acuna, 14 of them out of the leadoff spot, where he's batting .346 for the year. And downstairs, ball 2.
He gave them a scare when he had to go to the disabled list, Snell, but has come back strong. Pitched yesterday, or Sunday, I should say. Got the win.
Ooh, pretty good pitch. But Acuna happy for the break. 3 balls, no strikes.
Must have been too hard.
I complained about that a lot.
Ender waits on deck. The 3-0. He got that one called. 3 balls and a strike. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Rays. No runs, 3 hits for the Braves. All bets are off for Acuna here. And out of play. Full count. Ronald is our Georgia lottery hitting the jackpot.
Last dozen games at SunTrust Park, 7 homers, 14 driven in, scored 16 times. That's all out of the leadoff spot. Pretty good on base percentage, over 500. Goodness. The one thing about him, I'll call it flying open Tom, and his weight all going toward the first base line, is that you would think it would give the hitters a pretty good look at the ball coming out of his hand. But if you don't get a second at bat against him,
yeah, then you're not
able to use it.
Right, exactly.
Another 3-2 pitch for Acuna. It was hammered foul. Well, decision for Kevin Cash. Pitcher spot is due 3rd in the 4th. They lead 2-0.
Well, like I said, this guy was supposed to get the bulk of the innings tonight, so you may see him hit for himself.
Yanni Chirinos versus Ronald Acuna Jr., who represents the tying run. And he lost him. So a good at bat by Acuna, fought off a couple of tough pitches, and he earns ball 4. Told you, Chirinos normally has excellent command. It escaped him there, and now the go-ahead run comes to the plate. And Ender's been swinging the bat as well as anybody in the Braves lineup. Ender's batting .285 since the All-Star break.
Kyle Snyder is their pitching coach. Kevin Hickey left Tampa Bay to go join his former skipper Joe Maddon in Chicago.
And we'll see Joe Maddon and the Cubs here on Thursday, a makeup game between the Braves and the Chicago Cubs. And the Pirates come in Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Hope you'll make your plans to join us. Then the Red Sox Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. And then we're into September. Ender with a line drive single to right his first time up. He'd love the same thing here. Good speed aboard for the Braves at first and second. Acuna and Albies take their leads as Chirinos turns it loose. And a line drive into left. That's going to get down. It's played off the chest of Pham. A run is in. It's 2-1. When Ender is line to line, he's awfully dangerous, and he was here in the 3rd inning. And the Braves are on the board with a 3rd inning tally.
52nd RBI. Pulled his first base hit, goes the other way with this one on a ball running away from him like a two-seamer. Tommy Pham was playing very shallow, and if he comes up with this cleanly, Albies might have had a problem. but that's not the way it worked out.
So here's Freddie. 2 on, 2 out. 1-run game. The pitch. He is taken low. 1 ball, no strikes. Braves, as you know, have been so good this year with 2 outs. More excellent speed aboard at second and first for Atlanta. The pitch is chopped foul, even count.
I was talking about that conversation I had with Freddie after we got back to the ballpark on Sunday, and he said, mentally, I am really focused on hitting the ball to shortstop, just like I always am. It isn't turning out that way. And we had another discussion about mechanics. And he was talking about how when you get to this part of the season, the worst thing you can do is start trying to use your upper body to try to help swing the bat. That shoulder starts flying open. Sometimes you roll over a lot of balls, like he did down in Miami, those 2 comebackers the other day. But he said, I'm thinking shortstop and left center.
That ball is cut on and missed. It's in the dirt. And the peg will be to first in time, and that retires the side. Ozzie Albies led off with a single. Inciarte brings him home to cut the lead in half. On Tampa Bay, in time for tonight's Bringing Their Best feature, presented by Old Dominion, the official freight carrier of Major League Baseball.
Last 26 games, 2.46 ERA, 199 opponent's batting average. Best ERA in Major League Baseball. Brave starters have had it going on this month.
How about that guy, Kevin Gausman? What a revelation he's been. Since putting on a Braves uniform, he's 4-1. He's won his last 4 in a row. So here's Brandon Lau, the 7th place hitter for the Rays. And Julio missed to him, ball 1.
Julio's only 6 out of 16 in first pitch strikes.
I was talking with Dwayne Statz, a longtime broadcaster with the Tampa Bay Rays, and he said, jokingly, the organization's trying to end his career. This guy's name is Lau, and they've got 2 kids in the minor leagues named Lowe. He's got no shot when they all get to the big leagues at the same time.
That won't end his career. Boy, what pipes that guy has. Worked with your grandfather, didn't he?
He did.
In Chicago.
And if you can survive that, you can survive Lau low or any high or low. Yeah, Dwayne's done a great job for a long time. Terrific guy. And great to see him here at SunTrust Park. Julio walked Lau in the second. He was left stranded. And it floats off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In the air to center. Ender's getting a workout tonight, isn't he? And that takes care of the Rays right fielder. And the leadoff man retired for the first time since the first inning. 1 out. Here's Perez. Showed you earlier tonight all those great pitching matchups that are taking place. Well, there are a lot of great races to talk about in the National League wild card and frankly the National League Central. You got to keep an eye on the Cardinals. They're leading the Pirates tonight 2-0 at home. We'll see the Cardinals in September here at SunTrust.
They did well on their road trip too. LA and Colorado played well.
Cardinals have won 9 consecutive series, and they have 19 of their final 31 games at Busch Stadium. And with the good work that Mike Schilt has done, the Cardinals took the interim tag off of his position today. He is the full-time manager of the St. Louis Cardinals, the 50th in their franchise's history.
And how many years extension did they give him?
I've heard 3 years.
I think
Really?
I think I saw 3 years.
Wow, that's good for him. It's amazing. He's done a great job with them.
Cardinals are 22-7 since July 27th and will be a factor in that Central and wild card race. Perez pops it out of play foul. It's 1-2 to the Rays catcher. Base is empty, 1 out, 4th inning. The pitch. He didn't offer. And it's 2-2. Michael Perez out of Puerto Rico. Originally signed with Arizona, a non-drafted free agent. And Julio pulled a string and struck him out. So for Julio, that's his 2nd strikeout. I beg your pardon, his 3rd strikeout. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, now 1 here in the 4th, and 2 outs. And here's Chirinos.
He's kind of stepping like when he pitches.
I was going to say he's flying a little bit like he does in his delivery.
These guys don't get to swing the bat much, so you might as well swing hard and take your chances.
After that, I think somebody on the bench yelled, "Don't swing again."
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Don't hurt yourself.
And that caught the outside corner, and it's a perfect 4th for Julio Teheran. 1-run game. Nick Markakis set to lead off next.
dealers. Let's go places. And by SunTrust. Confidence starts here.
2-1 Tampa Bay. Braves are coming up in the bottom of the fourth inning. Good crowd on hand tonight at SunTrust Park. Big crowds expected this entire homestand, quite frankly, with Labor Day weekend upon us. We've got the Pirates in over the weekend. The Boston Red Sox coming in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. The game on September 2nd's a 5:05 first pitch. You can stick around after the game and watch Despicable Me 3 on the Plaza screen. Then Monday, it's a 1:05 first pitch with the Red Sox here. And for a full list of activities, go to Braves.com/Labor Day.
Yeah, it's a good Florida Gator night crowd. A lot of people here with their orange and blue and red.
Nick Markakis leads off the fourth inning. Nick tapped out to Chirinos. He was the first man that Nick faced. And a liner right back where it came from, but a nice pick at shortstop. They had him played perfectly, and that took away a hit.
Well, I don't know how that didn't get a piece of Chirinos. Maybe it did. Missed him.
Adames with a slick play at short. He's made 11 errors this year, but no trouble with that hot shot. Nice play. 1 out. Here's Camargo, an infield hit of his own, a Baltimore chop that the Rays couldn't do anything with. So he's off to a good start on the homestand. His first hit of the year against Tampa Bay pitching.
Where do you think that saying came from?
The Baltimore chop?
Have anything to do with like a pork chop? I think of Baltimore, I think of seafood. Inner Harbor. Chan's on it.
Grounded foul past first. Source I'm reading says that it was named for the Orioles, who played in the National League from 1892 to 1899. They won the National League pennant 3 times and won the Temple Cup twice, but they were famous for trick plays and dirty behavior. Including precision bunting, and the Baltimore chop was part of their strategy. They would have the groundskeeper mix the dirt in front of home plate with clay, and they kept that dirt on water.
I hope that was paint flying off the mask of Perez and not a tooth.
And a swing and a miss takes care of Camargo, who introduced Perez to the Atlanta chop with that backswing. 2 up, 2 down in the fourth.
So they kind of did the opposite of what most grounds crews will do, where they'll soak home plate for sinker or ground ball pitchers to not get that high hop. They kind of took advantage of that.
Where were we, Joe, when we saw that? Was it in Pittsburgh, where the ball was just like a golf ball in a sand trap on those swinging bunts in front of the plate?
No, I don't think it was Pittsburgh.
It was recent. Ground ball to the right side. Wendell, playing on the third base side of the bag, makes the play, and the Braves are quickly out in the fourth. Top of the 5th in Atlanta.
Visit your nearest Advance Auto Parts store to get the quality parts you want from people that know a lot about them.
Julio Teheran down a run. He's got the top of the order coming up for the Rays. Wendell, Duffy, and Bowers are the first 3. As always, the 5th inning is brought to you by Audi Q5. Wendell singled and scored in the 3rd inning. That's the difference-making run so far tonight. And good to see Julio deliver a first pitch strike to the Tampa Bay second baseman. He's been one of their hottest hitters since the 1st of July. Wendell's over 340 in that stretch at the plate. And that skied foul. It's 0-2.
No batting gloves. You don't see that very often anymore. He's really got the bat set deep in his top hand too. Yeah, he's got all those fingers wrapped around all the way around the bat.
Wendell had no place to play in Oakland. Tampa Bay got him, and they are reaping the rewards of a .292 leadoff hitter. And the 1-2 pitch is fouled back, and Wendell is still alive. That's rolled foul by Joey. It's still a ball and 2 strikes.
Sal almost came up with that one. Good try.
Wendell lives in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania.
He's out of Wilmington, Delaware.
Scott Rowland and Chase Utley were his favorite players growing up. In that part of the world, you can understand why. The pitch is high, full count.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't blame them. Two pretty good ones.
I think Wilmington still has a Class A team affiliate of the Kansas City Royals, the Blue Rocks.
And now a payoff pitch is squibbed back to the mound. He might have just swung at ball 4.
Absolutely, or kept it from hitting him.
So there's a break for Julio. He gets Wendell to bounce back to the mound. That's a good start to the 5th inning. Here's Duffy.
How nice was that, Tommy, on like a 3-2 pitch that you knew was going to be ball 4 and they swing at it?
Yeah, it's yeah. Anytime you can get help, thank you very much, especially leading off an inning.
Yeah, what a bonus.
Duffy, a single, a stolen base, and was left at 3rd in the 3rd for Tampa Bay. And that missed outside, ball 1. Phillies have extended their lead over Max Scherzer. It's 3-0 Philadelphia. That game's in the 6th. Jorge Alfaro has hit a home run. Oh, when the Phillies hit a home run at home, they usually win. They did not have a good road trip. And had lost 12 of their last 18 games.
Give them credit if that score holds to beat Max Scherzer twice in a week. That's pretty good.
Aaron Nola came into the game 15-3. Max Scherzer 16-6. And Nola's got a chance to beat the Nationals 4 times without a loss this year. If that score holds. 1-2 pitch. Just missed. Matt Duffy digs in. Here it comes. And a liner right to Ozzie. He's got it. And that's the second out. So Julio set down 6 in a row. And 8 of 9. The only interruption a hit batsman. That stretch. And here's Bowers. Bowers drove home Wendell with a sacrifice fly in the 3rd inning. His 36th run batted in. Mentioned he has had his share of troubles offensively. 3 hits in his last 45 at bats. But Kevin Cash showing faith in this kid, letting him play, letting him figure it out. Something Bobby Cox was very good at, Tommy, as you know.
Yep. No, it's great to have a manager in your corner like that.
One ball, one strike. Miss low, ball 3. Bowers came from San Diego. Part of that 3-team trade with the Nationals that involved Trey Turner and Steven Souza and Joe Ross. And here Bowers is with a full count and 2 outs.
Will Myers is in that deal too, wasn't
yeah.
he?
Remember, Trey Turner was the player to be named later in that deal. They couldn't announce it until he was 1 year and 1 day past the draft date. And that's over the inside corner, strike 3. Bowers wasn't looking for that. And Julio struck him out. Back-to-back perfect innings for Julio. Bottom of the order's coming up. Baseball history brought to you by Geico. 8 years ago today, Tim Hudson went 7 innings, allowing 1 run while striking out 13 in the Braves' 12-3 win over the Florida Marlins. If memory serves, guys, Tim Hudson absolutely owned those guys whenever he faced the club from South Florida.
He had an awesome slider that night. You're watching some of those, or all of those strikeouts.
Gretchen mustn't be working tonight, because if it was something to do with me, it would be home runs or line drives or a bunch of hits all over the ballpark.
Did you see that last shot on that highlight package as Tim Hudson went into the dugout? The man standing closest to the camera was Brian Snitker, who had a very different look.
Yeah, he had a helmet on.
Well, that. As this one sharply hit off the glove of Wendell and into right field. Ozzie's aboard. He led off the third inning and scored. Let's see if he can do the same here in the fifth. Two-hit game for Albies, who had 3 hits in his previous 7 games.
That was a pretty good pitch. Ball came up on Wendell, ate him up. Base hit.
So Ozzy's the second Brave leadoff man to reach. He's done it twice. Here's Dansby. He popped out his first time up. And yanked foul. Different looking guy at the plate. Dansby Swanson right now. He is a dangerous hitter. And to do what he's doing hitting 8th is pretty remarkable. In fact, he's our Synovus Greatness Made Here feature.
He had a great road trip, hit 300 on the trip. And even better over his last 8 games. 3 homers, 6 driven in.
Downstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, you got to love too that even through all that tough time and offensively in the struggles, it didn't affect his defense.
No.
He's played good defense.
Made a nifty play already tonight on Matt Duffy in the first inning. And looks for his first hit here. 2-1 Tampa Bay. We're in the 5th inning. And that was close at first. One ball, 1 strike. Center of the plate and too low. When Dansby was really cooking in the early days of this season, he was wearing out the right side of the infield. He's got the whole right side to play with here ahead in the count. And a lot of space between Lau and Kiermaier in the right center field gap. Pitch turned on and lined over third past Duffy. Ozzy is going to slam on the brakes as Pham got to it quickly. That was a missile that Duffy just could not corral. And that's 2 hot shots that the Tampa Bay infield hasn't been able to make a play on, and Atlanta's in business.
So quick inside. Gets that left hit cleared. Gets the hands through. And if you're at third base with Dansby up, you better be ready.
So this sets up beautifully for the Braves, Joe. As you said, best bunter on the club's in the box and a chance to put 2 in scoring position if Julio can sacrifice here.
Hopefully he can bunt it right at Duffy.
The first baseman fields with a bare hand, drops the ball, throw to first, everybody's safe. Here comes Ozzy around to score. We're tied.
They had both guys on the corners really cheating in to try to take the bunt away from Julio. Bowers actually went after this on the third base side of the mound and couldn't pick it up.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, you typically are that aggressive when you have a guy in the box that can't handle the bat and you don't think can bunt. Certainly not the case with Julio. So
no.
The over aggressiveness is a little surprising, but to make things worse, it was a much easier play for the third baseman. And fortunate for the Braves that everybody's safe.
So first and third, 2-2 game. A double error on that play for Tampa Bay. An error on Bowers dropping the ball, and then a throwing error by Duffy, which allowed Swanson to get to third base and Albies to score. So that worked out great. No balls and a strike for Acuna now. Line drive into center. Kiermaier centers that one up. There's the catch. Dansby's going to tag and score without a play. Atlanta leads for the first time. 46 RBIs for Acuna.
Execution. Runner at third, less than 2 outs. A postseason at bat. Get that guy in, and the kid did it.
Ender Inciarte's 2 for 2 with an RBI. The Braves with 2 in the 5th have taken the lead. It's now a 3-2 score, and that's downstairs. 1-0 the count. The Rays bullpen has gone to work. And Scott out of play for an even count. Braves are trying to snap Tampa Bay's 8-game winning streak. Swing and a miss. The Rays have not allowed more than 3 runs in any of these 8 consecutive wins.
I think there's only been like, I don't know, 5 or 6 innings that they've trailed.
I wouldn't surprise you as well as they've pitched. But a disastrous defensive inning has cost him the lead, and now they're piling up the pitches for Chirinos.
They're tied for 6th in the American League in defense with 73, now 75 errors. Braves have made 64 and are tied for 4th in the National League.
Julio showed you good things can happen when you put the ball in play, and that's exactly what happened here. A double error, and the Braves have 2 runs.
I believe he got credit for the sacrifice too, as he should have.
So payoff pitch. Julio leads at first, and that's downstairs. Ball 4. So first and second, here comes Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, they've only trailed in 6 of 72 innings during the streak, and they've never had a multi-run deficit.
Wow, that's something.
Yeah.
Never had a multi-run deficit in games against the Red Sox and the Royals.
Well, let's see if Freddie can do something about that.
He struck out twice. Line drive toward left. Pham on the run near the wall and the line, and it's in the seats. And Pham slammed into the wall. Thought he pulled his hand back as if he may have pinched himself on that padding in left field.
Yeah, or jammed his hand against the wall.
Oh, right in the railing. No balls and a strike.
This guy's giving Freddie a lot of off-speed stuff. Struck him out on a couple of back-to-back change-ups the last time up. This concludes his 2nd time through the order, so there have been some hard hit balls, and maybe some guys did learn some things when they saw him first time through.
2 balls, 1 strike for Freeman. Good eye. Ball 3. Nick Markakis waits on deck. The Rays scored the first 2 runs. Atlanta scored the last 3. Good hitter's pitch here, you hope. And Freddie corks that one into shallow left. And Pham says he's got it, and he does. 2 out. So Markakis will be the batter. Nick has tapped to the mound. And Adames made a nice play up the middle to retire him leading off the 4th. Nick second to Freddie Freeman in hits, or in the batting average chase in the National League. Braves 3-4 hitters, 1-2 in batting average. And a line drive headed toward right center. That's down and past Kiermaier. 2 runs are going to score. Nick Markakis ambushes a pitch, and the Braves have a 5-2 lead. Hit 159 for Nick, Joe.
Looked like a fastball down and in. And what was amazing to me is this ball really jumped off his bat. Kiermaier, again, one of the better defensive players in baseball at any position. Kind of shows you how hard this ball was hit because he couldn't cut it off.
Yeah, I mean, typically lefty hitting the ball like that, it's going to tail a little bit, and I would, you think it's going to come back to the center fielder. He hit it so hard, it didn't tail. It just kind of stayed there.
Sure did.
So there's that first multi-run deficit for the Rays in a while, as Camargo shoots one to left, and that closes out a great Atlanta 5th inning. The Rays gave a good club 2 errors, and Atlanta cashed them in with 4 runs, and now a 3-run lead. For the last 5 runs in the game, they lead Tampa Bay 5-2. A live look in at SunTrust on our Xfinity cam. Julio now in front in the series opener as he tries to pick up victory number 10 on the season. Nick Markakis with a bases clearing double has broken the game open. Fans, as you know, the 2019 schedule is out and A-list memberships are on sale. With a 2019 A-list membership, you'll gain access to postseason tickets this year, and you'll get exclusive benefits, priority access, and year-long discounts next year. Experience the big moments like never before. Head to Braves.com/A-list today. The earliest opening day in baseball history, next March 28th, when the championship season gets going.
I haven't seen the schedule. What are the highlights? What's the interleague next year?
AL Central. As this one shot up the middle by Tommy Pham. That's his second base hit of the game.
A lot of kind of squirrely road trips again, trying to make everything work. One goes to Minnesota, Miami.
Oh.
Well, at least we're getting the M's out of the way on one.
Well, let's hope that's not like in April and you're going from Miami to Minnesota, right?
Close.
That would be bad.
No, we are going to Colorado the first week of April. And we're going to
lovely
Cleveland and Cincinnati
in April.
In April.
Oh.
I got a suggestion for you, Tommy, as Kiermaier digs in. He's got a single and he's been hit by a pitch. And this one's popped up, foul ground. Freeman and Albies converge. Freddie backpedaling, reaches up and makes the catch for out number one. Big wingspan saved Freeman there, and he reached up and put away Kiermaier for the first out. We've got a great road trip. Miami to LA.
Oh. Wow.
Want to join us for that one?
No, probably not.
No. Okay.
No.
We open up the second half in San Diego.
I might join you for that one.
Which would be good. But the really exciting thing for the big picture in baseball is the international action that's going to take place. Not just the games, of course, in Toronto. But Seattle and Oakland are going to open the year in Tokyo. The Yankees and Red Sox are going to play regular season games in London. And there will be 6 games played with various clubs in Mexico again in 2019. Here's Adames. He's sacrificed and struck out, and Suzuki knocked that down. 1 ball, 1 strike.
There's another quirk that I don't ever recall, and that is the Braves, as I said, play the Rockies in the first week of April. They play them again here the last week of April. They're done. They're finished with the Rockies before the end of April.
Wow. Personally, I like that. I like the fact that you're getting your Coors Field experience out of the way early in the year, which is something the Phillies won't be able to say. They have to go to Denver in the final week of the season and play 4 games against Colorado, also in the hunt for a playoff spot
this year,
and then fly all the way back home and face the Braves for the final 3 regular season games. And it's not going to be easy. The pitch. Ooh, just missed. Julio thought that was good enough. Didn't get the call. 2-2.
When did you guys went to Colorado early this year, right?
Oh yeah, April 6th.
And got snowed out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good pitch.
That was a good pitch.
Ground ball slowly hit toward Dansby. He'll shovel to second for 1, and that's all Atlanta's going to get. Pham is forced. Adames at first, 2 out, and Lau is coming up.
That's all they could get on that slowly hit ball.
Lau has walked and flied out. Phillies still lead 3-0 in the 7th inning at home over the Washington Nationals and Max Scherzer.
3-2 now.
Go Nats go. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Lau. .22 homers, 76 RBIs for this young man between AA and AAA. .205 average coming in the big leagues. And Julio surprised him with that one. It's 0-2. It was a struggle for Julio the first 3 innings. Since then, he's been very crisp. And now he's got a 3-run lead. 2-strike pitch. stayed high. It's 1-2.
I think it's like Tommy said early on. He wasn't quite zoned in just yet. He was a little bit off.
Yeah, and I think the added difficulty of not knowing a team and not knowing what to go to when you aren't quite on with your A stuff. You know, you face a team that you're familiar with, and you know your location's a little bit off, not quite right. You know, you have that history where you say to yourself, okay, well, I think I can go to this pitch here, or I can go to this pitch here. But when you don't have history or very little history with guys, it's hard to trust what pitch to go to when something's not working.
Fly ball center. That's pretty well hit. And they're going back at the track, at the wall, leaping try. He's not going to get it. And Brandon Lau has just hit a home run. And the Tampa Bay Rays have come charging back. They're down a run.
That fooled me. I didn't think that was going on.
And I watched Ender, and I really thought he was going to track this one down. It was going to be deep, but I thought he was going to track it down because he wasn't in that dead sprint. I think this ball just really carried.
Into the first row of seats and just out of reach of Ender at the fence. He missed it by that much, and that's the final pitch thrown by Julio tonight. He still will have a lead, but the lead is now 1 run. It's 5-4 in the top of the 6th in Atlanta. Manage your dream team in franchise mode and get weekly stats, roster updates, and more. RBI Baseball 18's available now. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Rated E for everyone. Jesse Biddle will relieve Julio Teheran in a 1-run Atlanta game.
46th game for Jesse. 3 games for him on the road trip. 2 2/3 of 3-hit shutout ball with 5 strikeouts.
So Julio's line, 6 hits, 4 runs in 5 2/3 innings. He still has a shot at a win, but the Braves bullpen is going to have to pick up the final 10 outs. His relief corps done excellent work backing up superior starting pitching that we saw on the just completed road trip. And a swing and a miss by Perez. It's 1-2. Brandon Lau's first big league homer, a 2-run shot. Makes it a 1-run game, 5-4 your score. The pitch. And now 2-2. These are the kinds of games that the Rays play a lot of. As that one's tipped and caught. They've played 47 one-run games this year, believe it or not, and they're in another one tonight. But Atlanta leads by 1, 5-4 in the middle of the 6th inning. Hey, we're back to the gridiron this weekend. ACC Saturdays on South kicks off with Georgia Tech taking on Alcorn State. And you can catch all the action Saturday starting at 12:30 Eastern on Fox Sports South and the Fox Sports app. Brought to you by your local Ford dealer. Good luck to the Jackets and all the great football teams in the collegiate ranks that are getting started up. Always an exciting time if you're a sports fan. Pennant races heating up, college football and the NFL starting up. And the Braves are giving their fans quite a summer to remember here in 2018. Atlanta 73-57. Already one more win this year than all of last season. Little ground ball toward Adames at short. He's got it. And the throw to first is in plenty of time. We mentioned Kevin Cash earlier and the job he's done with the Rays. I don't think I've done a good enough job of touting the candidacy of Brian Snitker as the National League's manager of the year. Everywhere we have gone, guys, folks have asked us, well, would you say the Braves are a year ahead of schedule? And I think we would all agree, maybe they were, maybe even two.
Maybe two, yeah.
And the job Brian Snitker has done juggling this pitching staff, working Acuna and Albies and these other youngsters into this big league fold is really remarkable work.
I think your description, Chip, most of the year of the guys in the bullpen being scratch and dent type guys that, you know, had injuries of various types throughout their career but are healthy this year. And Brian and Chuck being able to navigate through all that and not really wear anybody out or break anybody down. I think that's where he's really shined.
Yeah, to me it's Snit and everybody else.
One ball, one strike. And again, the folks on the MLB Network radio show said that with all due respect to the other managers, that in their opinion, whoever wins the East, whether it's Brian Snitker or Gabe Kapler, and those are the two likeliest outcomes in the divisional race, that's who would get their vote, which I thought was a great endorsement. As Ozzie didn't get that, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And when you factor in where the Braves were 2 years ago when Brian took over, it's a dramatic sea change. Not just in the results on the field, but just the whole attitude around the organization. Tommy, I mean, you were part of a building process. Sometimes the baseball gods tap you on the shoulder before you think you're ready. But here you are.
Here you are. Yeah, and Snit's done a great job of leading those guys into all this.
And ball 4 to Albies. Chirino's still out there. Wonder if he's starting to run out of gas a little bit. Ozzy's been on base 3 times. Ender's been on base 3 times.
Yeah, Ozzy got those 2 rallies, started himself with base hits, now a 1-out walk. Good night for him.
We'll stick around for the stretch presented by Synovus, the bank of here. That's coming up after Tampa Bay bats in the 7th inning. Dansby hit a rocket off Duffy's glove in his last at bat. That was not Tampa Bay's finest defensive inning.
Yeah, it was quite a contrast to the inning before it, where they made a couple of really nice plays and then seemingly couldn't get out of their own way in that next inning.
So let's see this at bat. I think this will be an interesting one in that they have the shift on. They just saw how Dansby can turn on a pitch on the inner half. Would they dare pitch him away against their shift here? And if so, can Dansby take advantage? Time was called.
He swings the bat so well right now. You don't really want to take it out of his hands with like a hit and run. But if there's ever a time to do it, it's with this shift on the way it is.
A hard bunt would get the job done. He pushes it past the mound. He turned on that baby and whistled it out of play. Strike 1.
I'm not sure that Chirino is capable of throwing a fastball down and away for Dansby to hit the ball the other way. I'm really not. I mean, to me, he's had a hard time getting over there to the righties. He's had a hard time getting in there to lefties. With his delivery, I think his natural pitch is it's going to run in on Dansby, and you know, if he misses, he's missing over the plate or in. And to me, their defense is guarding against that miss, not the miss away.
They want to keep a close eye on Albies, who's stolen 12 bases. 72 relief pitches for Chirinos. Ryan Stanek went the first inning. He's taken down for a pinch hitter after a long Tampa Bay offensive second. And there's that pitch away, but it is too far outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
To Tom's point, that's about the best one he's thrown tonight. That spot.
One ball, 1 strike. Line over third again. Dansby's got a couple of hits.
Breaking ball that time. Stayed back. Thank you very much. Right in the middle of the plate. Yep.
And Rio Ruiz will be announced as a pinch hitter for Jesse Biddle, who was assigned Michael Perez. He got him out on strikes. Rio came on as a pinch hitter in the finale down in Miami and drew a walk. That was in the 8th inning, and he scored one of the 3 Braves runs in that frame to break open a 1-0 game. Scouting report here for Chirinos. There's your mound visits remaining count, and Ruiz will be the batter. Rio batted .269 at Gwinnett, led the Stripers with 25 doubles, 72 RBIs. Two on, 1 out for him here. Double steal try, and the pitch fouled away. Strike one.
I'm going to say they had it stolen too, especially Ozzie at third.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if it was a hit and run or not, but if it wasn't, it's one of those ones where you're hoping he would take it.
Yeah.
So a break for the Rays. No balls and a strike for Ruiz. Runner's not going this time, and it's skied toward left center. Kiermaier on the run, still going back. Reaches up on the track and makes the play. And Dansby had to retouch second base. He was all the way around the bag. And he didn't pass Ozzie Albies, but a deep fly ball by Ruiz was tracked down by Kiermaier for the second out.
That ball carried a long way.
Yeah.
So 2 on, 2 out for Acuna. A line out, a walk, and a sac fly for the Braves leadoff man. Ronald trying to extend a 5-game hitting streak tonight. He's hit a couple of homers in that stretch and just took a pretty pitch for a strike. Acuna was the National League Player of the Week ending August 19th. All he did was go 13 for 28 in that stretch. Scored 11 runs. And now the 1-1 pitch to the Braves kid outfielder Ronald Acuna. He is rolled foul. Acuna one of 14 players in the history of the game to get to 20 or more homers before his 21st birthday. What a remarkable year for the Braves phenom Ronald Acuna. And now the 1-2 pitch. That's bounced over Ron Washington's head.
Interesting defensive setup here. Shift on the infield to the left side, and the outfield Kiermaier playing over toward right center. Gigantic hole between Kiermaier and Pham in left center.
Yeah, you guys have seen more games than I have, but I don't know that I recall Acuna hitting too many balls over there to right center.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Well, this is Ronald's 80th game. If you double his numbers, how does 42 homers, 90 RBIs, 22 steals, 42 doubles, and 110 runs sound for a year?
Sounds like a Rookie of the Year, maybe MVP.
And a swing and a miss will retire the side. Braves strand a pair in the 6th inning, but still hold a 1-run lead. Good ball game at SunTrust tonight. It's 5-4 Braves. Brave for a Day experience. You'll step into the visiting locker room Thursday, September 27th at SunTrust Park. You'll button up your personalized Braves uniform, lace up your cleats, and take the field like your favorite players. Sign up today at braves.com/brave4a-day. Game number 59 for Dan Winkler. And he will face Ji-Man Choi, who will pinch hit, leading off the Rays' 7th.
Dan also had a good road trip. 2 2/3 innings over 3 games of 1 hit shutout ball. No walks, 3 strikeouts.
Choi had a big series against the Red Sox and 5 hits, drove in a couple of runs. And he strokes one to center. Ender is going to catch it, though, shy of the track. That was hit on a line. And Choi is out as a pinch hitter. 1 down. And we go back to the top. Here's Wendell. That's ricocheted off Winkler, who recovers but can't get a handle on it. Oh, what a shame. The ball died right on the third base side of the mound, and Dan was there, couldn't pick it up and make a play, and now the Braves training staff will attend to him.
Yeah, the more he watched the runner and the more he tried to feel for the ball, the more he couldn't get a hold of it.
It got him in the back of the leg. Maybe the calf. I hope not. You're right, Tommy. He was watching the runner. That Easter egg just couldn't corral it.
And then all you can do is laugh.
Yeah, that's where it's really hard to do when you're in the moment. But you gotta take your eye off the runner, find the ball, and make a play. But you're so intent on, okay, where is he? Where is he? Where is he?
Dan says he's good to go. That's not a mound visit. And he'll continue with Duffy coming up, a runner at first and 1 out. So Matt Duffy digs in and takes one off the plate. Ball 1.
He's hit the ball on the button 3 times tonight.
Multi-hit games in 4 of the last 5 he has played. And counting tonight's 1 for 3. He has 11 hits in his last 24 at bats. So a hot hitter hitting second in a 1-run game. That's low. Ball 2. According to the Rays stat pack, Fangraphs says that 26% of Duffy's balls in play are hard hit like that. But Ender's going to catch it. He's going to fire back toward first, and everybody's safe. So Duffy lines out, 2 away. Wendell safely back at the first base bag, and Jake Bauers is the hitter. And Bauers will not see Dan Winkler, who gives up a hit in 2/3 of an inning's worth of work. So Johnny Vetters, the former Ray, will come on and face his former mates. We'll see how that works out when we come right back. It's the stretch presented by Synovus, the bank of here. And here is Johnny Venters facing his former club, the Tampa Bay Rays. And Johnny has been outstanding. A key cog in a revamped Atlanta bullpen, who along with Brad Brock has really solidified things in relief for Brian Snitker.
Yeah, I don't think these numbers tell the story, though, as far as Braves fans are concerned. He's been in 11 games with Atlanta. He has not given up a run. 9 2/3 innings of 6 hit shutout ball, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts.
And he'll face Jake Bauers, the left-hand hitting first baseman for Tampa Bay, with a man aboard and 2 outs. Swing and a miss.
Lefties 2 for 17 while with Atlanta.
Johnny earned a save on August 21st against Pittsburgh. 7 years to the day since his last save as a Brave. How's that for symmetry? As the runner goes, the pitch is low. The throw to second is late. And it's a stolen base for Wendell. Again, as we told you earlier, this Tampa Bay club plays a National League style of ball. They are not a station-to-station, try to hit home run team. They've had a hit and run play tonight. That's their second steal tonight. And now a hit could tie it up. It's 5-4 and a 1-1 count to Bauers.
Yeah, Kurt had to do kind of a double sidestep there because of that ball in the dirt. Get a grip on it.
So a 94-mile-an-hour sinker and then a 93-mile-an-hour fastball up by the hands.
It's amazing he can still throw, let alone throw this hard.
The 1-2 pitch is grounded slowly towards second. He had him reaching, and Venters retires Bauers and preserves the lead. 5-4 Atlanta. It's time to stretch.
Welcome to the stretch, presented by Synovus, the bank of here.
Welcome to the stretch, presented by Synovus. Jerome and Jeff back out on the Fox Sports set in the Battery here. And boy, we talked in the pregame about what a huge homestand this is for the Atlanta Braves. Began the night 3.5 up, looking to stretch that lead. Of course, we got Tampa here for 2, but we got a big homestand here with some pretty important teams coming in. Of course, we have Boston to tag it, but after here, that one big game against the Cubs. These are teams you got to beat. You may see some of them in the playoffs.
Another one-game series versus the Cubs this year. But, you know, look at this. You know, they took some big steps here. They got Daniel Murphy, which I thought was a great move for them. They were kind of a little stale on offense. To me, the team Friday through Sunday is the team we got to take care of, Jerome. Pittsburgh's reeling right now. They made that deep run, and at the deadline, they kind of got some guys, and now they're 3-10 you see in the last 13 games. And then, of course, Monday through Wednesday, we know what's coming to town. The Red Sox, who right now are incredible. Just got swept by the team we're playing right now. But at the end of the day, we got some important games coming up. It's good to see us playing the way we are. I hope we can finish this one out with 6 outs tonight.
DeGrom is shutting down Chicago. 5 scoreless innings through the fastest pitch of his career, 100 mile an hour. The Pirates gave it a shot with Archer, but they've been in a tailspin since. You said that was important. Is it a true test of how good you really are when the Red Sox come a-calling, because nobody's better in baseball right now?
No, they're the best team by far. They deserve it. But I think it will be a good test. I think, you know, the Rockies, we gave a couple games away last weekend, but we followed up, went to Pittsburgh. I think this homestand with the Cubs coming up, these 2 games against the Rays and Boston, we'll find out kind of where we're at going through the last 25 games after that.
All right, before we get you back up to the fellas, a quick word from our friends at Synovus.
Visit Synovus for your banking, lending, and investing needs. Proudly serving you across the Southeast. Synovus, the bank of here.
5-4 Atlanta, bottom of the 7th inning. Jeff and Jerome, great job with the stretch. Let's see if Atlanta can add on here in the 7th inning with Inciarte, Freeman, and Markakis coming up. Adam Kolarek is on for the 16th time. He's a left-handed pitcher for Tampa Bay.
87 to 93, pretty good range there between his 2-seamer and 4-seamer, mostly 2-seamers. Curveball, changeup.
He was called up from AAA August 3rd. First pitch chopped again by Ender. There's another one of those Baltimore bouncers. And Ender's got a 3-hit game.
That was a thing of beauty.
That was so awesome.
The pitcher doesn't think so, but
he had to practically pull that right out of Perez's glove. Right off the plate.
Man, you talk about a trampoline hit. Holy cow, that was great. Let's see if Ender thinks about trying to swipe a bag. The pitch. And Freeman fouled that back.
It's funny. I always think about Freddie in the same way I used to think about Chipper, but even if Chipper were struggling just a little bit, then he'd get a hit off somebody that nobody can get a hit off of. This guy's throwing sidearm.
Line drive to left. Pham retreats and has room. 1 out. So Freddie hitless tonight in his return home against Tampa Bay. Oh, Famous. Check your divot out there.
Freddie's 0 for his last 11.
Nick Markakis with a big shot in the Atlanta fifth. A double to the right center field gap that scored 2 of Atlanta's 4 fifth-inning runs. And that pushed him off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. They are in the top of the 9th inning in Philadelphia. Phillies lead Washington 3-2. And Bryce Harper just earned a leadoff walk in that game up at Citizens Bank Park. So a 1-run affair there, a 1-run affair here in Atlanta. The pitch.
Lefties came in hitting .290 against Kolarek, so that sidearm action's not fooling a lot of people.
Another chopper off the plate. Duffy at third, waits for gravity and got his man. This is unbelievable. But tough luck for Markakis. He's retired, enters at second with 2 out. And here's Camargo.
Well, Ender and Camargo are going to have to work with Nick on height. Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why Nick got thrown out by such a large margin. He didn't know where it went.
Yeah. He's got to hit it higher or run faster.
Yeah.
Kolarek has some Braves history in his professional career. Last year was a non-roster invite to Braves spring training. Atlanta released him March 24th of last year. He signed with the Rays 3 days later and got to the big leagues for the first time last season with Tampa Bay.
Well, that's a good story. Good for him.
Out of the University of Maryland. His dad, Frank, was a catcher in the A's organization from 1976 to 1979, reaching AAA in his final year. So what a thrill for the Kolarek family. Adam is in the show and pitching for a red-hot Tampa Bay club that's won 8 straight games. Ground ball, Adames to his left, fields and fires to first in time, and that retires the side. To the 8th we go. Atlanta by a run. 5-4 Atlanta as we head to the 8th inning. Johnny Venters is back out there for the Bravos, and we've got outstanding news to report from Philadelphia. Pat Neshek has just served up a 2-run go-ahead homer to Anthony Rendon in the 9th inning, and the Phillies now trail by a run. If that score holds, and if the Braves can win this one, Atlanta would be 4.5 up in the East. So 6 more outs to get. Tommy Pham will lead off. He's got 2 hits and a run scored. He's been a tough out. He also hit a sharp drive to center back in inning number 3. And that's in for a strike. Little chopper. Camargo will charge and can't make the play. That's a fair ball. Pham hustles down the first base line.
Turnabout's fair play, I guess.
Yes, sir. His 3rd hit.
You know, it's unfortunate, obviously, that play resulted the way that it did, but I was really looking forward to Camargo unloading on that one.
So the tying run aboard for Tampa Bay. Here's Kiermaier. He's bunted for a single. He's been hit by a pitch, and he's popped out. Crowd buzzing a bit here as they see that national score posted on the out-of-town scoreboard above the Braves bullpen. As Venters sets, and his first to Kiermaier. Again he bunts. Camargo thought about second, gets the sure out at first. Another sacrifice. National League style play by the Tampa Bay Rays. Tying run in scoring position, and 1 out. And here's Adames. He bounced into a force play in the 6th inning and came home on Lau's long 2-run homer. That's what made it a 1-run game. Leo still in line to win the game.
It was hit slow enough that the Braves couldn't turn a double play that would have prevented Lau coming to the plate.
Up and away, ball 2. Braves are 18-9 this year in 1-run games. Tampa Bay 24-23. How about that number? As that one's racky-tacked into center field, a base hit, and Pham's going to come around and score. Adames with a game-tying hit. And that makes it a 5-5 game, and no chance for Julio to pick up the win.
First run allowed by Johnny Venters, and the sacrifice bunt pays off again for the Rays.
There's an example too of every play everybody has somewhere on the field to be and not just be a spectator. Good thing Freddie was backing up that throw to second base, or that ball's going into the dugout, and there's another base.
So it's Lau versus Venters in a 5-5 game in the 8th. And that swept off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. A little late. 1 ball, 1 strike. Paid crowd tonight at SunTrust Park announced at 21,216.
It's a good crowd for a school night.
You bet.
An unfamiliar foe.
And it's bounced foul. Hope to have as many or more here tomorrow night. We'll have a big crowd against the Chicago Cubs on Thursday. Braves always draw great on the weekend with the Pirates here, including Friday night fireworks. Got the big Zed post-game concert coming up. And then the Red Sox will be here. The Braves should fly past the 2 million mark in attendance on this homestand. In fact, I read an article where Derek Schiller was quoted that the Braves are expecting to fly by their season total in attendance. Said last year at SunTrust Park over 2.5 million. They feel confident that they've already sold more tickets than that for the remaining portion of the home schedule. That's great news. That one is poked towards second. Ozzie will try to trap it and get the double play, but Lau was called out on the line drive immediately. Good try. And 2 outs.
I think he had a chance to get the double play if he caught it.
If he just catches it and gets rid of it. I don't think he knew that. He was tracking the baseball, didn't see Adames.
So runner at first, 2 outs. A run is in the 8th. And Perez, the batter, with a sacrifice fly, his 7th RBI in his last 4 games. They really like this kid a lot. And you can understand why. He's looked very good defensively in the game. Threw out Inciarte trying to steal in the first inning. He's called a good game, pretty active behind the plate. And he's had a live bat hitting over 280.
Well, that RBI he picked up in the second inning was his 7th RBI in his last 4 games.
So 11 in total. Well, the man acquired from Arizona, Michael Perez, the pitch. Runner goes. The pitch is hammered into right field. A base hit. Adames slid into the bag at second and then popped up and made his way to third. And all of a sudden the Rays are threatening in the 8th inning. 1st and 3rd with 2 outs. And Carlos Gomez is in the on deck circle. Looks like he's going to be announced. And one would think Brian Snitker will go get Johnny Vetters, and that indeed is going to be the case. So 3 Tampa Bay hits in the 8th inning. Johnny Vetters has surrendered the 1-run Atlanta advantage. Now the Braves bullpen has to get out number 3 and turn things back over to the offense. We're tied 5 apiece, game 1.
Baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Delta Airlines. And by the new film Operation Finale. Discover the true story of the hunt for Hitler's deadliest lieutenant. In theaters August 29th.
Brad Brock is on the mound for Atlanta, trying to preserve a tie here. Carlos Gomez is the Tampa Bay pinch hitter. And he unloads on the first pitch and skies it toward left. And Acuna is there. He's under. He's got it. And we are headed to the home eighth. Rays tie it thanks to an infield hit by Tommy Pham. It's 5-5.
Not the case up in Philadelphia, where the Phillies looked like they were going to grab a W behind Aaron Nola, who was fantastic tonight. 8 strikeouts over 7, but the Nats have come back. Our Xfinity game break. Anthony Rendon, a 2-run home run, and then an error by Matt Wieters have plated another one. It is 5-3 now. Nats on top. They are in the 9th inning, fellas.
Yeah, defensive problems and bullpen problems for the Phillies tonight. Ryan Zimmerman stole a base and scored on a catcher's throwing error to extend that lead. As we head to the bottom of the 8th inning in Atlanta, former Brave Chaz Rowe is now on out of the Tampa Bay bullpen. 48 games for him.
Hard sinker and slider, primarily the repertoire for Chaz. Want you to hit the ball on the ground.
And he'll face Kurt Suzuki leading off the inning. Albies and Swanson to follow. 5-5 game. That missed way upstairs. Ball 1.
There was a play back in the 6th inning for the Braves, that the bottom of the 6th, that's playing pretty heavily right now, and that's with 2nd and 3rd and 1 out. Looked like Ozzie had third base stolen. Foul ball sent him back to 2nd, but if he steals that base, Rio hits a fly ball, and the next pitch for what would have been a sac fly would have been another run.
One ball, one strike for the Braves catcher, Kurt Suzuki. Did he go? No, he didn't. His chin. Something went flying off of. Oh, it was the baseball that popped away. Thought something flew out of Kurt's pocket. No, it was the baseball that popped out of the catcher's glove.
He's had enough of those.
Yes, sir. Now Rowe ready with his 3-1 pitch. And it is a leadoff walk. Suzuki is aboard with the Braves looking for the go-ahead run. And here's Ozzie. He's 2 for 2 and has scored 2 of Atlanta's runs. Once again, guys, it's the bottom of the order tonight that's feeding the top, which was a big part of Atlanta's offensive success on the road trip. A lot of that damage done by the man in the on-deck circle, Dansby Swanson.
And we've already seen a lot of bunts from the Tampa Bay side. Let's see if there's one here.
Rowe wanted to find out. There's that hard slider that missed downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Albies has 1 sacrifice bunt this year. Not bunting here. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's even tougher in this situation if you're going to sacrifice and you're not used to it when you have a catcher running at first base. So it's got to be a good bunt.
3-man shift right side of the infield. Rowe brings it. And that's hammered toward right. That's down. That's to the warning track. Suzuki on his way to third. Ozzie on his way to second. He's in safely. And Atlanta's in business. Second and third, nobody out.
I like that play better.
That's it. That was more good managing. And the bunt on the first pitch took it off. Ozzie's had a good night. He got a good slider up. He's 3 for 3 with a walk and now a double.
Joey had 3 hits total in his previous 7 games.
Right. He is, needless to say, that's a big night for him to get going again.
So Atlanta's going to pinch run Adam Duvall at third base. Suzuki is out of the game. And Dansby Swanson will be the hitter. And now the Rays want to talk it over with Chaz Rowe here. Second and third, nobody out. So the entire Tampa Bay infield is meeting on the mound here. And Chad Fairchild's going to head to the top of the bump and break it up.
If they walk Swanson, Flowers has just come out of the dugout to pinch hit. Infield in. 3 guys on the left side, right in on the grass.
This is another spot where Dansby has been awfully good for Atlanta. The luxury here is a fly ball of depth could put you in front. Rowe is ready. The pitch.
And that's a pitch he's been laying off of. Could be, though, that Tom, the meeting on the mound was about not giving him anything to hit. See if he'll chase.
Yeah, I would imagine they're not going to attack him with a fastball on the inner part of the plate.
I wouldn't think so.
No.
But we keep saying that over the last 10 days.
So that's 2 straight sliders that he didn't even flinch at. And still no indication that they're going to intentionally walk him. Two and 0. That one is up the middle, knocked down at second, and the throw to first, and a scramble back to second. Now the runners break into the plate, and safe. Duvall beats the play from the throw from first base.
Well, Adam is the guy that suckered Ozzie into thinking he was going home. When the ball got by the mound, Adam froze and then took off when it got out there to Wendell.
Great play to keep the ball on the infield.
No, he went now. The first baseman kind of lost track of him.
Yeah.
Now he saw Ozzie halfway between second and third, and then by the time he recovered, Duvall got to the plate, and this one will be reviewed.
You know what? He's also blocking the plate without the baseball, and you can't do that anymore, whether he's safe or out.
So we might have two challenges on this play. If this call is overturned, Brian Snitker might come out and challenge as well. He's got the plate blocked with his foot. The question is, was the tag applied before the foot crossed the back point of the plate?
There should be two opportunities here for Adam Duvall to be safe. And he looks like he's safe without Brian Snitker having to challenge.
Let's see from this angle.
That foot's already out there. He does not have the ball.
Well, the big key here is that the ruling on the field was safe. There has to be clear and convincing evidence to overturn the call.
That was a great heads-up second go for Adam Duvall when he saw the first baseman pump faking to second.
So for the moment, Atlanta leads 6-5. This is a huge play as New York continues to take a look.
See, this one where they could just save everybody a lot of time and say, well, he might have been out, but he was blocking the plate anyway, so let's just call him safe. And
well, here's the verdict, boys. He is safe. Braves lead. So the call stands. No clear and convincing evidence to overturn the call. And the Braves cash in the leadoff walk. And how about the decision of Brian Snitker to pinch run for Kurt Suzuki? That half step might have been the big difference in that play, as well as the hesitation by Bowers at first base. So Albies at second. It's a 6-5 Atlanta game. And Tyler Flowers, with that new contract extension in hand, bats for the first time tonight. So Chaz Rowe has surrendered the lead to his former club. And that one pops away from Perez. No advance. All but 3 of Rowe's last 26 appearances have been scoreless. He had pitched to a 1.90 ERA over this very impressive stretch that started May 19th, but the old leadoff walk in a tie game late has come back to haunt him so far. One ball, no strikes. And it's even, 1-1. Phillies are batting in the bottom of the 9th inning, trailing 5-3 to Washington. They've got a runner at second and 1 out. The pitch. Fly ball down the line. Long run fan. That ball is gone. Tyler Flowers with his 6th home run gives the Braves
You know, he might have been quite relaxed up there today.
I'd say.
Can't imagine why. It's 8-5.
Awesome. Think he was looking for a slider?
Yeah.
Just enough to hit it into the Tampa Bay bullpen. And Chaz Rowe had a rough 8th. It's 8-5 Atlanta in game 1. Eighth inning. His home run is our StatCast AI powered by AWS.
Front door slider, and he was ready for it. 370 feet, 24-degree launch angle, which was mighty important.
Yes. And it's $1 million per base for Tyler Flowers with that swing with this new deal that kicks in next year. Andrew Kittredge is on for the 20th time. He's been up and down between Durham and Tampa Bay 5 times this year. He's another one of those opener types for this Rays organization. 21 appearances, 1 start for the Bulls. Went 6-0 at AAA. A rough time here in the big leagues. With an ERA approaching 7.5. So it's 8-5 Braves. Moments after Tampa Bay tied it, Atlanta's taken a 3-run lead on 11 hits. That's smoked toward third, and Duffy's got it. Long throw across the diamond for out number 2. And Ender Inciarte, the batter. Ender's had a good night. 3 hits, a run, and an RBI. Multi-hit game for Swanson, Albies, and Inciarte tonight. Phillies are down a run. It's 5-4 now in the bottom of the 9th inning. Wilson Ramos just doubled home a run. And the Nationals are making another pitching change. Here's Ender. And that's grounded toward the Braves dugout. And it'll ricochet in there. Strike 1. Ender's picked up 5 points on his batting average. And everybody is running for cover. The pitch. Swing and a high fly ball. Deep right field at the track. That baby is long gone.
Have a night, Ender.
Braves in the inning for Atlanta. A 4-for-4 night for Ender Inciarte.
What a crazy inning.
Yeah, very.
No doubt about this one. High fastball.
They threw it right to the target.
Yeah, right. His 9th of the year. Stay hot.
Now let's get Freddie going. And Tom, you're right about the crazy inning. The leadoff walk, then the double by Albies. Swanson hits a ground ball that Wendell smothered on the infield, looked the runner back to third, threw to first. Ozzie was halfway between second and third, scrambled back to the second base bag. Bauer saw that, didn't think about Duvall trying to come home and score. He realized that, threw to the plate, an eyelash late. After review, Duvall was confirmed safe. And 2 homers later, the Braves have a 4-run 8th inning. One ball, 2 strikes for Freddie. And a swing and a miss. He has struck out 3 times tonight and is 0 for 5. But Atlanta with a big 8th inning takes a 9-5 lead to the 9th. Brought to you by Georgia Power. With that great Los Bravos ticket package, you'll get a game ticket and a custom flag. And the Braves will be wearing their special Los Bravos jerseys. Go to Braves.com/Los Bravos and get your tickets today. 2 homers in the 8th inning. One by Ender Inciarte, one by Tyler Flowers. And Atlanta leads it 9-5. With 3 outs left to get, A.J. Minter is on for his 56th appearance. And the Philadelphia Phillies have just fallen 5-4.
After a pinch runner, a pitcher left too soon on a fly ball tag up.
Don't think I've ever seen a big league game end that way before. Nope. So this could be a wonderful night for the Braves. If they can get 3 outs, they'll have a 4.5 game lead in the East. Phillies do not have a good defensive game tonight, and their bullpen, which Gabe Kapler has said will be one of the rocks of their club, has had its share of troubles over the last 2 weeks. Good to see the Braves cashing in tonight with Joey Wendell leading off. And he lifts one out of play left side. Foul. It is strike 2.
AJ only pitched once on the road trip, and that was in Miami. And he pitched well, a full inning, gave up a hit, no runs or walks, struck out 2. And that was on Sunday. They were giving him some rest to nurse a sore back. But velocity was really there on Sunday airing it out.
Two quick strikes for Wendell. And a pop-up left side. Who wants this? Dansby says he's got it. And he does. There's the first out. So the Braves are 2 outs away from snapping the Rays' 8-game winning streak. And after that crazy 22-game and 20-game stretch that saw the Braves go 13-9, well, they're 2 outs away from starting this homestand in excellent shape. Matt Duffy, 1 for 4 tonight. He's also stolen a base. And that one is just foul. Strike one. Crowd starting to murmur. They see the Washington Phillies score posted. For the moment, Atlanta's 4 up in the East. And if the Braves can win this one, their magic number would be down to 27 to clinch the Eastern Division title. No balls and a strike.
The way Duffy has swung the bat tonight is something you need to take into tomorrow. If you get in a spot where you can pitch around him, you probably need to, because he is locked in.
AJ missed his spot, but it still caught the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Minter ready with his 1-2. And that one is inside the bag fair. He's got another multi-hit game. That's 5 out of the last 6 affairs for Tampa Bay has seen Matt Duffy with 2 or more hits. And he's aboard in front of Bowers with 1 out.
He's hit the ball hard 4 times tonight, really 5, because he fouled one down the line just a moment ago that was hit hard.
You guys getting the walk-up music such as it is for Bowers?
Yes. 24, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. He's 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts and a sacrifice fly. How about a double play to end the game? Shift on for him. 3 defenders right side as Minter turns it loose, and that's hammered into right field. Markakis got a good read. 2 outs. Time ran out for Bowers. 2 outs.
You know what Nick does on this play that he does so often is that he doesn't try a shoestring catch. He kind of comes in and has it off to the side where he's tracking it all the way into his glove. And he makes it time and time again.
Yeah, surrounds that ball nice and gets in a good position where he can kind of make a little bit of a slide and make a nice catch.
So 1 more man to get. It's Tommy Pham, who's had a fantastic game. 3 hits. And a couple of runs scored. Duffy moves up. Defensive indifference as he's at second base. 14 runs, 23 combined hits tonight. The Braves lead where it counts, 9-5. That split the plate. 2 balls and a strike. One more to get. 2-2 your count. Braves country loving the way this homestand is started. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Nice pitch. Most guys would have gone after that behind, even in the count with 2 strikes, for fear of getting rung up.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Off his knuckles, and Pham stays alive. Minter's a strike away from earning Brad Brock his first win as a Brave. And now the 3-2 pitch. He lost him. So 2 are on, 2 are out, and it'll be Kiermaier. Tyler Flowers out for a chat, reminding AJ you got a 4-run lead. Kiermaier is looking forward to college football season. He's a big Purdue Boilermaker fan. And he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Kevin born in Fort Wayne, Indiana. A 31st round pick.
Is that right?
Yes, sir. 2010. Love, love, love stories like that. The 0-1 pitch is grounded left side. That's through for a base hit. Runner is going to be stopped at third, and all of a sudden Tampa Bay will bring the tying run to the plate. So a multi-hit game for Kiermaier. And the Rays are not going quietly, and Chuck Hernandez is out to talk to AJ Minter.
The other night in Miami, when he had his 1 inning of work, only gave up 1 hit. Granted, he hadn't pitched in about a week, but the hit he gave up was to Derek Dietrich, who really scalded a ball to right center. And he gives up another hit here to a left-handed batter.
So it's Adames who picked up an RBI hit in the 8th inning. That's the hit that tied the game at 5 apiece. So as is so often the case, it's a walk that gives Minter the most trouble. Then the single to Kiermaier to load him up, and now Adames. He's got 8 homers on the year. And the first one overpowered him. Strike 1. Again, the Braves are a strike away.
Oh, 2. What do you want to do here, Mr. Glavine?
Well,
Probably thinking they're going to take a shot with a high fastball.
Just make sure it's high enough that he can't get to it.
We're about to find out. Here comes the 0-2 pitch.
Wrong. Slider, back foot. Good pitch. Yeah, you're trying to make him chase right there, obviously. So whichever pitch you have more confidence in missing in the right spot, and he felt better about the slider.
Sometimes he likes that backdoor cutter, and I do too, and do it before you get to a 3-ball count. There's a high pitch.
And it's lined to the left side. Dansby's got it on a hop. Throw across the diamond is in time. And that is your ball game. The Braves win by 4. Their lead in the East is now 4.5 after beating Tampa Bay by a final score of 9-5. The Rays gave the Braves all they could handle through 8, but a big bottom of the 8th for Atlanta. 2 homers, one by Tyler Flowers and Ender Inciarte, fellas, the difference in a big-time offensive showdown. Let's take a look at the highlights. Tonight's Coors Light refreshing finish sees the Braves win game number 74, and now another game added to their lead over the Phillies. What a night. Brad Brock is the winning pitcher for Atlanta, his first as a Brave, and Atlanta's magic number to win the East is now down to 27. Love talking about that. We'll do that with you as well on Braves Live, presented by Xfinity. That's coming up right after the break.